So everybody, here we are back again with the final episode of mixing and mastering my subscribers' music and reacting to it simultaneously. Without further ado, let's jump right into things. So what is up, everybody? I am Legend. We're back here with another episode, as I previously said. Before I get started in the song itself, I just want to kind of go over the reason why I started this in the first place, and that was to help people out during this whole pandemic situation and kind of keep people inspired and things like that, but also to showcase some of the services that I offer for people who pay on my website or people who join my membership at a certain level. And I just want to go over that really quick. So we have here, this is my YouTube memberships, the Legend status, which is a channel shout out and I review your music. Now these will be different prices, different tiers and things like that, but this one is the reason why I did this whole series, aside from just wanting to help people out and things like that, because I have a section in here where I do review your music. And if you read what it says here, it's basically I will review and edit, if possible, your music to give you advice on how to make it better. This is 1 song per month, less than 8 tracks, so the same stipulations that I have here. And yeah, if you want to join the membership, if you want me to kind of be on file or on call for you and your music, to be like your personal mix and master engineer, things like that, then this is available. But aside from that, you know, you can pay one-off time if you want to, or if I do this series again, then there's always the chance that you can get it for free. But I don't know when that will be, or if I'll even be up to doing that again for free. Anyway, so let's get into this actual song, one from Lena. Here it is finally. Again, thank you so much for doing this. I hope you can open the file. This is the link to the tracks in Google Drive. So I downloaded all the tracks. The song is called Black and Blue. I want to get started in this, so we'll give it a quick listen and then we'll start to see how we can make this sound pretty nice. I like the beat so far.
Teardrops on a pillow at 4 a.m.
Very nice voice.
Dark thoughts all over my head tonight.
And nice vibrato, nice tone that's going on here. This is a really dope sounding song.
Feeling like I was kicked out of fairyland.
And then the drums come in. So I kind of know where I want to take this. And on some of these tracks, I know she added like some of her own effects and already did some panning. So we're going to leave the panning obviously in there because that's the way she wanted it to be. And then some of the effects we're just going to kind of emphasize with other things that I want to add to it. But this particular song, normally what I do is I add the noise gate, I add the vocal rider, compressor, and some other things. So she already has a noise gate on here from what I understand what it sounds like. So I'm not going to add that. I'm probably just going to add a compressor and the vocal rider. So let's go ahead and start with that. Let's go to our CLA2A compressor. First, I want to add the vocal rider above that.
Dark thoughts all over my head tonight.
And she's actually got some effects on here already. There's some reverb in there. So what I will add to this, because I have a specific feel I want to go for, and it's very spacey, not spacey as in psychedelic, but like ambient. And once again, not ambient as in like space, but just like something that feels very open and free-flowing and just calming. So let's turn this off, get the vocal rider going. We'll do a fast.
Dark thoughts all over my head tonight. Dark thoughts all over my head tonight.
Okay, we'll put the compressor on.
Dark thoughts all over my head tonight. Dark thoughts.
That's too loud. Let's turn the gain down and the peak reduction up.
Dark thoughts all over my head tonight. Dark thoughts all over my head tonight.
Don't want to compress it too much. I like how natural this is sounding. So actually, because of that, I'm not going to bother adding too much auto-tune to this. Or I'm not going to add any auto-tune to this at all. I like how natural the tone is and how not robotic it is. So I'm not going to add any auto-tune here.
Dark thoughts all over my head tonight.
But what I will do next is to get that space feel, I do want to add like a delay. Let's go to VX1 and see what we can do with this.
Dark thoughts all over my head tonight. Dark thoughts all over my head.
That's a lot of compression. I don't want.
Dark thoughts all over my head tonight.
And what I'm doing here with this plugin or any plugin that I have that has bass and treble is I'm trying to, how I said in my how to EQ vocals video, I'm trying to kind of emphasize the bits of the vocal that are a little bit lacking, and then the parts that are more powerful to kind of bring those down too, so that we're equalizing all the frequencies from the lows, the mids, and the highs, so it's all equal. There's a lot of treble because she has a very not a high-pitched voice, but it's a higher toned voice, so it's going to be very much favoring the high end. So I'm increasing the bass here to kind of get a little bit more of that low end, so it doesn't sound too trebly when I add some of these plugins.
Dark thoughts all over my head tonight. Dark thoughts all over my head tonight.
I like that decay right there.
Dark thoughts all over my head tonight. Dark thoughts.
You hear that? I
Dark
like that.
thoughts all over my head tonight. Dark thoughts.
I love that echo. Listen.
Dark thoughts.
That's nice. So let's try and increase that maybe.
Dark thoughts. Dark thoughts all over my head tonight.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna sound really good. Listen to the tonight right here.
Tonight.
I'm gonna emphasize this with a little bit of my other favorite plugin, Greg Wells, because this is a little bit less harsh than the CLA vocals. So we'll turn the reverb down on here and just use a delay.
Tonight.
And I'm going to add one more plugin. We're going to actually use the CLA vocals here to add the reverb. So we're going to turn all this other stuff down, off actually, and just keep the reverb in to chamber. We'll switch it to chamber.
Tonight.
That's maybe too much.
Tonight. Tonight. Tonight.
More bass. We'll turn the bass, or the bass is turn the treble down just a little bit. I'm looking for the decay. Let's turn the decay down maybe.
Dark thoughts all over my head tonight.
And we'll turn the volume down.
Dark thoughts all over.
Okay.
Something.
All right. So now that we have, I know the vocal actually starts here, but I just added it on the first voice that I saw. So we're gonna do our trick here to save this preset. Bottom left corner, you click save, and then we're gonna call this black blue patch. It's saved in our audio patches. We click voice 2 and then user patches, and then click black blue. It'll apply the same here. So we listen from the beginning.
Dear jobs on the pillow at 4 a.m. Dark thoughts all over my head tonight.
Oh, I love that.
Feeling like I was kicked out of it.
Let's go ahead, and before we do any of that, we'll throw in our, which I forgot, our Manny Marquand Triple D, which this is going to get rid of a little bit of that harsh, high sharpness of
Dark thoughts all over my head.
You hear how it's kind of piercing right there, piercing the ears.
Dark thoughts all over.
Yeah, it's got to be turned down a little bit.
Dark thoughts all over my. Dark thoughts all over my head. See the light. Helped me.
Okay, so these parts right here, I hear what she was trying to go for, and I do this. I was actually just doing this with one of my songs earlier today when I was kind of mixing and mastering my project. So she's going for a really telephone-esque feel.
Could have helped me.
But as you can hear, it's really piercing because it's turned up too loud. at least here, which is totally fine, because when I ask people to send me this stuff, I ask them just send it to me as it is, and then I'll do the mixing. That's the whole point. So we're going to bring the volume down on this so that it doesn't hurt when I listen to it, and it sits in the background, because it's a part in the song that's not supposed to be taking the attention from everything else. It's not supposed to be having the spotlight. It's just supposed to be some flavor that you add on top. That's why it's panned to the right ear, and that's why it's got that effect on it, and it's kind of sitting in the background. So we want it to sit in the background but still be heard. So let's take it down to negative 10 decibels.
But only you could have helped me.
A little bit louder, maybe negative 8 decibels.
But only you.
And I'm gonna go ahead and add CLA vocals because I do want to get some echo with this as well. So we'll add a large chamber and we'll get a quarter delay on that. Oh, you hear that? That's what we're going for. Maybe add a spreader. A wide spreader at that. And let's hear.
Kicked out of fairyland. But only you could have helped me see the light.
It's still kind of really bright, so I'm gonna go ahead and add a EQ, a channel EQ, and we're gonna try and take down some of those, just the very loud high, like the very high highs.
Could have helped me. 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 Could have helped me.
Okay, so you hear the difference here. So this is before I add the channel EQ, and you hear kind of how sharp it sounds in the ears.
Could have helped me.
It's like a needle's kind of like.
Could have helped me.
Versus when I turn it on, we cut off that high end.
Could have helped me.
And it's a little bit more bearable. And all I have to do at this point is turn it down.
Could have helped me.
And it's less harsh on the ear. So let's hear from the beginning of those.
Feeling like I was kicked out of fairyland. But only you could have helped me.
It's still adding the flavor to the song. That is what you want. So here's the thing about mixing and mastering. You have to know what sits in the front, what sits in the back, what's supposed to be taking second fiddle to the main instruments, the main vocals. The mistake I used to make when I first got started in trying to mix my own stuff is I used to just turn everything up, and because I can't hear this part, I can't hear that part, I can't hear it enough, so I just blast everything up. But that's not the point. You know, sometimes higher notes are supposed to be quieter. Maybe lower notes are supposed to be quieter. Maybe sometimes, all the time, the melody is supposed to be the part that kind of holds most of the attention. So you want that to be louder than the other stacked harmony. So in this case, when it's like an ad-lib like that that's coming through one ear, you don't want to have it turned all the way up. And yes, it is quiet. Yes, it's like, what was that being said here? I can't really hear it as loud as everything else, but that's not the point. You want to be able to hear it, but not be like, okay, this is taking over the song. So it's doing its job in its place. You know what I mean? Everything has a place. Everything has a level that it's supposed to be at. And this is an example of that. You know, it's just a flavor.
But only you could have helped me see the light.
Okay, so let's go ahead and save these vocals here. Just to kind of accentuate that it is something that sits in the background. One thing that I like to do with that, especially if it's just one single vocal track here, I'm going to take the CLA vocals. We're going to turn up the spreader to wide and then turn it up so that we get a nice spread on those.
Out of fairyland.
So like in some cases, everything doesn't have to be so heavy-handed. You don't have to add a barrage of plugins. You don't have to put auto-tune on everything and turn it all the way up. You don't have to add so many effects and things like that. sometimes just a raw vocal can do it for you. And I think this is one of those cases where I wanted to keep it as natural sounding as possible, but still get some in there that makes it sound clean, number one, but then also makes it sound like it has character. So the spacey, reverby feel. So that's why I went ahead and did that. And that's why I didn't add any auto-tune to that as well. So we're going to go here in GarageBand and we'll get Black and Blue. We'll open. And then we're going to wait for that to master. So let's listen real quick to how this sounds without any of the effects and anything that I applied.
Dear jobs on the pillow at 4 a.m.
Which just still sounds really good, even like it was.
Dark thoughts all over my head tonight. Feeling like I was kicked out of fairyland. We're only.
And then we go to our mastered version.
Dear jobs on the pillow at 4 a.m. Dark thoughts all over my head tonight.
Ooh, just that night and very subtle. Night. Ah!
Feeling like I was kicked out of fairyland. But only you could have helped me see the light.
So this is the last episode of mixing and mastering my subscriber songs. Thank you guys for watching. It's been fun, man. It's been really fun. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section below. Leave a like on this video if you liked it, if it was helpful. If you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification so you'll be notified every single time I upload a brand new video just like this one, and you'll be notified if I do something like this in the future, because everybody asks me, how did I hear about this? It's because you're not watching the videos. So just do that and there will be no problem. Thank you guys for all the love on my last video, 30 years. I didn't expect it would even get 500 views, but it's already at 1,000 views and it's not a tutorial. So that was really awesome to see. That's the kind of stuff I want to do more of, not just sitting down here. So I really appreciate the fact that you guys took a look at that and all the birthday wishes. Yeah, I'm never going to talk about my age again, so don't ask me. Because I don't believe it's very important. I think you just live the life that you live. Age has nothing to do with it, aside from obviously things of the law. I feel like I'm a child still, and I think that is one reason why I look so young, other than the fact that black don't crack. I mean, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, that's beside the point. So thank you guys for watching. Forget everything I just said. Love you guys. As always, stay legendary.
2 pills and a coffee to start the day. What is wrong with me? I should feel okay, but something in the air is reminding me that you're not